I have this mask on, and I'm doing some of the video just like this, just to let you know that this is the reality that we're living in 2020, and that a lot of people are asking, is now a good time to move to Charlotte? And I can tell you that it's a lot of things that's going on in Charlotte right now. A lot, good and bad. I mean, of course, they're building. The infrastructure in Charlotte is intact. They're waiting for people such as yourself to come to Charlotte. They have new restaurants, new high-rise condos and apartments, houses for people such as yourself that's migrating from one state to this one. But you have to understand what you're going to endure when you get here. Of course, we have COVID-19 here. There have been cases where hundreds of people have, thousands of people have gotten the COVID-19 and have died. Hundreds of people have died, not thousands. But there are thousands of cases of people getting COVID-19. Ever since they allowed Donald Trump freed up, people going out in bars and restaurants and opening and stuff like that, the state itself has doubled, damn near tripled the amount of cases of COVID-19. The governor has issued a statewide mandatory for you to actually wear masks. So the bars, the restaurants, the hotels, they have the right to deny you if you don't put on a mask. It is required in Charlotte as well as overall in the state of North Carolina for you to wear a mask. Now, there are a lot of people in Charlotte that are ignorant, that are not wearing a mask. I hate wearing a mask. I just recently got this because I do Postmates. And of course I'm going into restaurants and they have the right to deny you. So that means that I can't make any money if I'm working for Postmates this particular day, because I have to have a mask on when I go inside these restaurants to pick up the food to deliver it to the customer. I hate these masks. And the reality of it is these masks, like cloth masks, and a lot of other masks that people are wearing, whether it is handmade, whether they're taking a shirt and tying it around their neck, this is not the proper mask that you use in order to protect yourself from COVID-19. You have to literally have a mask that has like a filter in it. Other than that, wearing these cloth masks, they're not doing any good. It's just for show. But nobody won't tell you that. So we're dealing with COVID-19 down here. We're also dealing with the Black Lives Matter movement. You have protesters that's protesting in Uptown Charlotte. You have protesters that are protesting in South Park, over there by Dilworth, Freedom Park. So you have that going on. The whole situation with George Floyd, and these people are protesting. So you have COVID-19, you have people that are out there protesting, you have people that are losing their jobs or that have lost their jobs. So the city, I'm not saying it's in turmoil, but it's a lot going on. A lot going on. Now, taking heed, Charlotte is still moving. You still have people that are out and about. You still have people that have jobs. You still have people that go to the grocery stores and shop. And I've seen people, at malls and stuff like that shopping. I'm like, wow, I guess it didn't affect but a certain amount of people. But it's like, I live here in Charlotte. And I can tell you, like, I'm thinking about the stuff that we're going through right now. And it's normal. It's normal, but it's not. It really isn't. When you go to Uptown, they haven't done it as of lately. But when you go last week or something like that, you go to Uptown, you see windows broken. You see wood. What's that? Like the wooden walls or whatever. Covered restaurant glasses and stuff. Windows. because some protesters vandalized places, certain places of business, stole stuff. You know, you had this situation that happened just this past weekend where there was a Juneteenth celebration on Betty's Fort and 3 people got killed and a couple other people got shot. So these are the things that you have to factor in when you think about moving to Charlotte right now. So let me say this, because I don't want to directly answer the question like, well, you should or you shouldn't. No, I'm going to put it to you like this. So one thing I would say, if you wanted to move here right now, I would make sure that you had a COVID-proof job. Meaning that regardless of whether half of Charlotte gets the COVID virus, you got a job. That's one thing. The second thing is that make sure you have a foolproof plan, that you have about 3 to 4 months saved, just in case something happens. You don't want to move down here in Charlotte like a lot of people move to Atlanta. A lot of minorities move to Atlanta like that. Oh, like what I'm about to say. Oh, I got $500 in my pocket. I got a full tank of gas. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to beat somebody. I'm going to make it happen. Get down there and wind up sleeping on somebody's floor. And then having to go back home with your head down because it didn't turn out the way you wanted to turn out. And I know most of you all that are looking at this video, you know, most of y'all are professionals, so you'll already know this. To have 3 to 4 months saved up for your rent. But besides that, if you have a foolproof plan, you have a bulletproof income where nothing, I mean, I'm talking about a Hiroshima bomb hits Charlotte and it still don't affect you, I would go for it if I were you. But if you're in a situation where you're transferring from one place from one job to you know, your job is you're transferring down here from the job that where you were at, and it's kind of like wobbly, and you have children, and you're a middle-aged man or woman, you know, you actually have a family, and you only have 2 G's, 3 G's saved or something like that. You got enough for the deposit, you got enough for the U-Haul truck, you got enough for the gas, you got enough to turn on your utilities, and you're straight for a whole good month and a half or so. Nah, don't do it, my man. Don't do it. Don't do it. See, this is one myth that people don't get. Charlotte is a city. A city. It's not a small city. It's not one of them small cities like Raleigh or something like that. It ain't one of those, it's not one of those small cities that is like way more different from Atlanta. Way more different from Miami or New York. Yeah, it's cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper. Like I'm living in a 3-bedroom house, garage, front and backyard, $1,450. But I can tell you that if you get a swanky apartment, 2-bedroom apartment in a nice area, you're gonna pay just as much as I'm paying right now, if not a little bit more. Apartments are going anywhere from, if you're living in a nice area, and I'm taking an educated guess that the people that are looking at this video want to live in a nice area. They don't want to live in a hood. If you want to live in a nice area like let's see, Steel Creek, University area, Ballantyne, Huntersville, South Park, Noda District, well, certain parts of the Noda District. If you want to live in those places, Park Road. If you want to live in those places, Dilworth, South End, Uptown Charlotte, you paying anywhere between $1,500 to about $2,200 of rent. And that can range wherever you're at. Like, you could be paying like $1,500 for a 1-bedroom in the South End in one of those swanky, those high-rise buildings, apartments along the Lenox train. And in that area, you come out of your apartment and you have restaurants and bars and shit, stuff like that. I'm trying not to curse. Stuff like that right at your fingertips. So I suggest that if you want to live here, you better take this city serious. Because if you think it's a joke, you won't make it. Yes, it's a nice city. Yes, the people are mad cool. They could be a little bit ignorant because they're not practicing social distancing like they're supposed to. They're not. People are not wearing masks like they're supposed to. So you got a lot of hard-headed, you'll see in Charlotte, you got a lot of hard-headed people. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just real. You could say this is racist all you want. I don't even say it is. I don't even think this is racist. It's just the truth. White people do what they want to do. Black people do what they can do. That's everywhere around the whole United States. I'm going to say it again. White people do what they want to do, and black people do what they can do. So there are a lot of white people that are not practicing social distancing. And then the black people say, well, if they ain't doing it, well, I could do it. I could do it too. You know, race relations it's good here. I'm not going to say there is absolutely no racism. We all know that there's racism everywhere, but it's a lot more better here than other places that I've been to or lived at, rather. So it's a nice city. You have a lot of things to do. You have a lot of neighborhoods and areas that you can live in that's nice. You can live a decent, wholesome life here. But I'm trying to tell you what's going on right now. So unless if you got a foolproof plan and you got a bulletproof income, I would say move here. But I'm telling you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with COVID-19 and you're dealing with the Black Lives Matter movement. That's going on simultaneously. While other little things here and there are happening around the city. You know, people don't have any jobs. So mainly, I'm just being real. Mainly in the hood, people are getting shot up. But that's every day. That's an everyday thing. You know, people in the hood shooting, hurt people. It's just that plain and simple. Other than that, outside of that, when you're living in good areas, I don't hear gunshots. I never heard gunshots here in this community because everybody works. Everybody actually has more than I have in this community. It's a very diverse community. I'm surrounded around white people, Chinese people, Mexicans, black people, white people, and we all, get along. Basically, we mind our damn business. That's plain and simple. I got a white neighbor over here, got a Mexican neighbor over here. We say hi, bye, we greet each other, we're respectful. When I first got here, I didn't have a lawnmower. No, excuse me. I had a lawnmower, I didn't have a leaf blower and a weed eater. Next door neighbor, she saw that I didn't have that and she said, hey, listen, you could come over and use my leaf blower and weed eater whenever you want to. And I did it once, I think I did it twice, and then I wound up just buying my own stuff. But other than that, man, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you that if you choose to move right now, this is what you're going to be dealing with. Other than that, I hope that I helped you all out. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. My name is Langston2092.